What's up, YT? Your favorite bro here, back in the business of helping you not suck. Today we're going to be discussing the build and tactics to the only class to ever solo gold, the Salarian Infiltrator, aka the Ninja Lizard or the Purple People Eater. The Infiltrator is an extremely balanced class that can fulfill multiple roles on the battlefield, from combat medic to assassin to objective specialist. There's little an Infiltrator can't handle. So if the Infiltrator is good, then the Salarian Infiltrator truly takes it to the next level. The Salarian Infiltrator carries the biggest gun, so if someone's giving you crap about eating flies, shoot him in the face. Alright, let's take a look at the Ninja Lizard's skills. Tactical Cloak is really one of the most flexible powers in the game, from making your powers and sniper rounds hit harder to giving you the ability to sneak across the battlefield, and even res someone who is dead with no resistance. Most people play the Infiltrator like a pure sniper, never leaving a post and basically pitching a tent. They never fully utilize Tactical Cloak to its true potential. The first 3 ranks I obviously can't give much advice on because you have to take them, but coming at rank 4, always go for damage. Remember, a damage bonus actually affects your powers while cloaked and also your sniper shots. This is literally like a 40% damage boost on everything you do, considering the Infiltrator is in cloak 95% of the time. The Infiltrator is a hard target killing specialist, and that's mostly because of Tactical Cloak, so when you have an immovable object, you call in the unstoppable force. Rank 5 is an extremely easy decision to make. I'll just say this right now, melee damage boost while in cloak is extremely useless. Always go for the recharge speed. You want to be able to cloak as soon as possible. Optimally, you want to be able to cloak as soon as your sniper rifle is done reloading if you're using a one-shot, one-kill sniper rifle like the Widow. So, recharge speed helps you reach that goal. Rank 6 totally depends on what build you want to go. If you like proximity mine and definitely want to use it, you should definitely take bonus power. But if you're following my build to the T, don't even touch bonus power and just take sniper damage. And I'll tell you why when we get to energy drain. The next part we're going to talk about is integral to gold level difficulty. It's really the Salarian Infiltrator's 1-2 punch that makes it so effective. The real bonus to energy drain is its instant speed. While proximity mine has a travel time, an arm time, and a detonation time, energy drain hits home as soon as you press the button, which lets you exploit it together with Tactical Cloak. Simply put, you can energy drain and fire a sniper round before cloak even wears off, giving you the hard damage bonus to both abilities without needing the rank 6 bonus power. Something you could not achieve with proximity mine. This trick alone turns the Infiltrator into a target eliminating machine. From phantoms to Geth hunters, nothing stands up to a boosted energy drain regardless of difficulty. Now I know what you're saying. Why even bother with energy drain if your sniper does so much damage anyway? I mean, proximity mine does some pretty boss damage too. Simple. On gold, there's something called shield bleed. No matter how much damage the first shot does, if something has even an inch of shield, it will never damage their health. You must remove all shield before you can damage a target's health on gold difficulty. And considering this is a gold standard build, well, taking the shields off in one shot is pretty much a requirement. Energy drain literally is the difference between 1 sniper shot per kill instead of 2. Not only that, energy drain gets a multiplier against shields and barriers, so it makes it extremely effective even against things like Geth Prime. Same story, you're tired of hearing it. First 3 ranks I can't really help you out with, but I can tell you that the whole point of energy drain on the Salarian Infiltrator is damage, 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 getting the shield off in one shot. So for rank 4, radius isn't terrible, but leave that to Salarian engineers. That's their job to crowd control. Your job is to make sure someone's dead and with brutal efficiency. At rank 5, a lot of people go with drain, but they don't actually read the entire skill. It only works against synthetics. Considering only one army is completely synthetics, do I really want to be extremely effective against 1/3 of the game, or effective against the whole game? That's really a decision you have to make, and it shouldn't even be a hard one. If by now you're not already clicking recharge speed, then you're probably doing it wrong. Next up is rank 6, and if you've been listening this long, then you probably know exactly what I'm going to tell you. Something about taking shields off in one shot, wanting to do the most damage in one shot, something like that. I wonder if you should take armor boost. Armor boost is by no means terrible on a Salarian engineer, but on a Salarian Infiltrator who's in cloak 95% of the time, what point is it to even take this ability? You're not getting shot at most of the time, and if you are, you're probably going to die anyway, so what the hell does an armor boost do? Not only that, it only works against synthetics. So unless you're going to run around zapping atlases and turrets constantly just to stay with a 40% armor boost while you're supposed to be cloaked, well then I guess it's kind of pointless to take it. Next up is Salarian Operative, our passive ability that boosts everything that could be integral to the Salarian Infiltrator. On rank 4 I like to go for damage and capacity. Because the Salarian Infiltrator carries some of the biggest weapons with the highest weight ratios in the game, it's important to lower that as much as possible. Not that they need the recharge speed of, say, an Asari Adept, but it does need to be at least to a level where they can cloak immediately after a reload. For rank 5, go right into headshot damage. Obviously, you're a sniper, you're going for the headshot, why not make it more rewarding? Now I'm going to warn you, headshot damage does not work on Geth Primes. I'm not sure if it's a glitch, an error, whatever it is, does not work on Geth Prime. So if for some reason you shoot a Geth Prime in the head and you're like, oh my god, I hate my life, I can't two-shot a Geth Prime anymore, like what happened? Don't worry, all the infiltrators in the world feel your pain, sir. Rank 6 is also easy, just grab the sniper rifle weight reduction, making the Widow not actually weigh like 3,000 pounds of hot steel. Yes please. Besides, that 10% weapon damage is just overkill. Not only that, because of the weight of the guns and how it affects your recharge speed, you'll actually be losing DPS, because you won't be able to cloak nearly as much. So get it and be happy with it, Johnny Helicopter. Hey, it's that power we totally neglected in the last build video. Hey, I have good news. Fitness is not going to be nearly as lonely or emo as it was last video. Promise. In fact, fitness is getting some love tonight. Come on, this is easy mode. Melee damage? What? No. Get all the durability upgrades, shield recharge, and fitness expert. All the bottom tier. Eat them up because that makes you a super uber survivability guy. And you wouldn't believe it, but for a squishy class that's not supposed to have any life or any shielding, 825 health and 990 shielding, well, that's not too shabby. Okay, so let's backtrack. So far I've made Proximity Mine look really bad. But don't worry, my smear campaign is over and we're going to highlight this skill so everyone can have happy fun time. By no means is Proximity Mine a terrible ability. It actually has quite a bit of flexibility to it. My only problem with the ability is not only does it have a travel time, arm time, and a detonation time, it just doesn't meld well with our maximum damage sniper build. But if you must have Proximity Mine, there's two ways you can go. You can either drop energy drain for Proximity Mine, or you could drop fitness down to 3 and put the rest of those points into Proximity Mine. I never suggest going into Proximity Mine further than rank 5. As far as using Proximity Mine, once you get to rank 4, make sure to take the damage. You always want to do maximum damage. Proximity Mine has a very small radius as it is, and an extra 1 meter on it isn't really going to matter, because Proximity Mine most of the time is going to be used to take out either one big target or one small target. For rank 5, definitely take the 20% damage boost to all damage. This is going to help your team kill atlases faster, kill pretty much anything faster, which isn't a bad thing. So yeah, Proximity Mine also has a bonus as it helps your team out. Proximity Mine doesn't have to be an offensive only debuff power that you use on big targets. It can actually be an early alert alarm system. Drop a mine on your flank and any enemy that gets too close is not only going to let you know that they're there, the mine's going to give it a nice explosive surprise butt sex. That brings us to the weapon loadout, which is almost as important as looking swag in purple. Your weapon choice is really simple. I suggest not touching the Mantis sniper rifle. You're actually going to lose damage because it weighs so little that your recharge speed's just not going to line up. So I prefer the Widow or the Black Widow. Luckily, because the Black Widow does less damage but lets you fire more shots, you'll appreciate the increase to fitness because of the extra time you're going to spend out of cover and cloak. My primary choice is the Widow. Yes, it's slow, bulky, and huge, but nothing gives your targets diarrhea quite like it. With its natural armor piercing ability and cannon level noise output, there is none better or more hilarious. Some say I'm overcompensating. I just say you jelly bro. As far as mods are concerned, you only have a couple of choices. Obvious one is the 25% damage increase with the extended barrel. But you do have a decision to make between the last two mods that I'm going to talk about. First up is armor penetration. Now this sounds terrible on the Widow because the Widow already penetrates armor, but what if I told you that the armor penetration mod actually stacks? Brutes aren't nearly as scary when you could take a huge chunk of their life off with a double stacked friggin' Widow shot. The next mod we're going to look at is the thermal clip, which is great if you don't want to have to go and reload and hit an ammo box or use a consumable all the time, because the Widow does have very few shots. This is basically going to almost double your capacity. More shots, more damage, but you are going to sacrifice the power of the armor penetration mod. A lot of people say the scope is good. I would never use the scope. 1, who cares about smoke? And 2, the Widow doesn't even need an accuracy increase. I've never seen this gun not fire exactly where I put the cursor. Usually this is about the time I wrap stuff up, but like a good little Eagle Scout, I'm going to help you out even further by walking you across the street and teaching you how to use your stuff. Now the Infiltrator is not nearly as hard to master as an Asari Adept. Not only do you have more health, more shielding, you actually have a lower learning curve. However, that doesn't mean the Infiltrator doesn't require some amount of skill to actually play correctly. First thing you need to learn how to do is your 1-2 punch. That includes cloaking, energy draining, and firing in rapid succession. This is your go-to move, even against enemies that aren't armored. The whole point of using the energy drain is to use energy drain's cooldown instead of tactical cloak's cooldown. When you use energy drain to break tactical cloak, it literally switches the cooldown from tactical cloak's long 5 to 6 second cooldown to energy drain's extremely short 2 to 3 second cooldown. Remember when I said something or other about an exploit? Well, this is what I was talking about. The next skill you're going to have to learn to master, and probably even more important than the 1-2 punch, is learning to quickscope. FPS players all rejoice. Those days and days and days of you guys sniping on Call of Duty actually does carry over to Mass Effect, don't worry. The whole point of quickscoping is to put your cursor unscoped in on a target, quickly hit L1 and R1, and literally scope so fast and fire so fast that the game can't register that you actually barely were in scope. So not only do you get the damage boost from being in scope, you also get the accuracy from it too. This is actually way harder to learn than the 1-2 punch. While the 1-2 punch is easily consistent, this can be extremely hard to master. But once you do master this ability, even foes that are really close in like melee range, you will not fear them because you'll be able to handle anybody, no matter the range, with a sniper rifle. The last thing I'm going to tell you is play objectively. You are an objective specialist. If there's something to decode, hack, decrypt, or assassinate, that is your job. So on wave 3, 6, and 10, you need to do your job. And you thought you could just sit in a corner and shoot people in the face. Come on. Just don't be that guy that everybody hates that literally just camps out and snipes the whole game, never does an objective, never resurrects anybody, and never benefits the team outside of dealing damage. Don't worry about points, everyone gets the same experience at the end of the game anyway. Point whoring is like 95% of the reason most average players will never beat more than silver. That's pretty much all I got for you guys this time. If you can't play the Salarian Infiltrator after watching this guide, well, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody. There's always the soldier. And hey, the Batarian soldier gets Falcon Punch, so that's not too bad anyway. Alright guys, as usual, thanks for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. If I missed something, remember to post it in the comments and I will respond. And before anyone asks, all footage found in this video was recorded on a single solo game on bronze difficulty.